Why bother buying a box of brownie mix when you can make brownies at home with 5-ish ingredients? So what are those 5-ish ingredients? Well, first we need some chocolate and some butter, some eggs, some sugar, and some flour. Those are the 5, but then I'm adding just a little bit of salt to bring out the best flavor possible. First things first, we need to melt our chocolate. Now, if you melt chocolate incorrectly, it can burn very easily, so we're using a double boiler. That's just simply a bowl over a pot of boiling water. So we're gonna add our butter to this bowl along with our chocolate, and we're gonna melt that together very gently. Because if you over melt chocolate, you can burn it so easily. Here, it's just having gentle steam from the bottom of the simmering water, and we're melting the butter and chocolate together. Give it a stir every once in a while. Now, why did I save this wrapper? That's because this is the best way and easiest way to grease your cake pan. I've got a square cake pan here, about 8 inches in size, and I'm just rubbing the inside of that butter wrapper on the pan, and it works like a charm to grease anything. Now, because I don't want to have anything stuck in the bottom, even if I'm using a non-stick cake pan, I just put a piece of silicone on the bottom just to be extra sure it's going to come out easily. Plus, by leaving flaps of silicone on either side of the cake pan, it's going to be super easy for me to remove that brownie from the pan at the end. 3 eggs into the bottom of my KitchenAid stand mixer. So eggs and sugar are in there. We're gonna lift this up and we're gonna beat it on a relatively high speed to get to that ribbon stage. So that takes about 4 to 5 minutes, and you can see the ribbon effect as the whisk goes around inside the eggs. It leaves a little bit of a pattern. It's ready to go. Now we want to check our chocolate and butter and make sure that it's nice and melted, no lumps left. It looks beautiful. Now that bowl that you've put over that water is going to be hot, so use an oven mitt to take it out, and then just dry the bottom so you don't have water dripping into your brownie mix. Here it is, it looks beautiful. We're going to drizzle this into the egg and sugar while it's moving, because remember, this chocolate's a little bit warm and we don't want it to cook the eggs, but by drizzling slowly and whisking constantly, it's not going to be a problem. Okay, now's the time when we add our flour, and we're gonna fold our flour in gently because, again, we're not making bread where we wanna work that flour and get it chewy. We're making brownies. We want them to be cakey and delicious. So we're gonna fold the flour in gently along with just half a teaspoon of salt. And in goes my flour. And we're gonna just fold that in gently. Now's the time, if you wanna add walnuts or maybe some chocolate chunks to your brownies, this is where you'd put them in. Okay, now we have to transfer it to our cake pan. Here we have our beautiful ceramic dish. I'm going to pour it in there and scrape every little last bit of batter into the dish. And then we're going to send it to the oven at 350 degrees. All right, 25 to 30 minutes is all they need in the oven. Let's take a look and check to see if they're done with a toothpick. Insert that toothpick in the center, and it should come out pretty clean. Look at that, that's pretty good. It's still a little fudgy in the center, and that's exactly what I want. We're gonna let these cool, and then these flaps are gonna help us take it out of the pan. We'll cut them up, give them to friends, and make people happy.